So I see you have a sign over here. It says, one side says jail Giuliani, and the other side says today would be a good day for the FBI to raid Don Jr. Can you tell me a little bit more about why you're out here, what it means for you to be out here?
Well, because they're criminals. These people are criminals. So they need to be, taken to task.
Absolutely.
I've been waiting for Don Jr. to be raided for ever since they raided.
Just so you know, this guy's a member of the alt-right, so if you don't want to interview with him,
Not a member.
Just as a warning.
Okay, good.
Do you think any questions were unreasonable? Like, I'm not a member of the alt-right. I was going to ask, do you think Trump should be impeached or so close to the election?
Well, I think he should go to jail. I'm looking forward for the SDNY to send him to jail. Yeah.
So the most recent accusations of him was him talking to the leaders of Ukraine about misdeeds with Joe Biden and his son. So what do you think about the most current controversy surrounding him?
He needs to go to jail for that.
Trump needs to go to jail.
Oh, yeah, Trump is going to go to jail. Him and his family are going to be like Bernie Madoff. They're going to cut the whole crew of them off. And hopefully Don Jr. follows in the footsteps with Madoff's son, hangs himself.
Yeah. Do you think anything that Trump said about Joe Biden in regards to his son Hunter working for some energy company in Ukraine, do you think there's any funny business going on there?
No. It's already been proven that there isn't.
Not feed the trolls if
Yeah,
you
I
can.
know. He
Okay.
told me.
What question there was a troll question?
It was already cleared up. That was already cleared up. There's no evidence.
Look up Hunter Biden because he wasn't qualified to be on a board, an exec board at 29.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm your host Elad, and today I'm reporting to you from Bryant Park in New York City at an anti-Trump rally. Whoa, let's go talk to some folks, see what's going on. I see you have a sign over here. It says, the press is saying, will you release the whistleblower report? Trump's saying quiet. Can you tell me a little bit more about the sign and why you're out here?
Well, as you know, Mr. Trump every day surprises us with some sort of material. Today was no exception. When he was at the United Nations, basically one of the reporters asked him exactly this question, and he pointed out very angrily and told him, quiet, just like that. So I just wanted to basically report to say the kind of president that we have.
Would you change your mind about the whistleblower at all if you knew that he didn't have direct knowledge of the event? Because it was for a phone call, as I understand.
Oh, is it? Okay, sorry. Bye. Ciao.
That wasn't. Thank you for your time. Nice. Oh, no. I see you have a sign that says, make Donald kiss my ass again. Can you tell me a little bit more about why you're out here? I see there's more protesters behind you. What's going on?
Well, I'm here today to talk about, our administration and Donald Trump and the lack of his participation with bringing our community together. I have purposely cut the rainbow flag in half to demonstrate what I feel he's doing to our gay community here in New York City. And I don't mean this literally. I'm saying he should be doing what we want him to do. He should be thinking about the people and not himself. That's what I have to say.
I know Trump dubs himself as a pro-gay president. I know while he was running, he was the only president who ever said that he was supported gay marriage while running for president. Do you buy into any of that?
I don't buy into that. I think that's just bad politics and just more talk. Yes, absolutely.
I also know we're hearing some more progressive Democrats talk about impeachment, some more moderate Democrats not talking about impeachment. Where do you stand on the issue?
Well, I don't think, I don't hate Donald Trump. But I think there's lots of room for improvement. I think there's a lot of things that he needs to work on if he wants to be our president following 4 years after the election. Yes.
Last question then. So what can Trump do from now until the election for him to get your vote in 2020? What would Trump need to do?
I want him to change legislation on gay rights and legislation on the misuse of 911 calls, yes.
So what do you want to see him do to gay rights?
Well, he should have a conference. He should make a committee and a conference and address hate crime in the United States because it's rising and no one is talking about it. And hate crime is really, all forms of it needs to stop.
What communities do you think we're seeing this hate crime perpetrated against specifically?
Specifically black transgender. Yes, absolutely. They're murdering people just for who they are. And this is unacceptable.
In conclusion, was there anything else you wanted to mention?
No, just happy to be here and glad you guys are here. Thank you for your support.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Do you honestly believe that he did that in 3 years? No, the people that did that work years prior laid down the foundation. Workforce development organizations like mine help get hundreds of people jobs. That's what made the difference, not Trump. We have to do it in spite of him. Are you?
It's Trump policy.
It's not
the
what
economy.
policy.
Because it's.
This is nice and peaceful, so I appreciate this. Thank you guys for keeping it safe and peaceful.
She needs a paramedic.
We're out here today in the streets of New York City. I see on this sign of your side it says obstructor-in-chief, liar-in-chief, traitor-in-chief, bigot-in-chief, predator-in-chief, everything in chief. Can you tell me a little bit more about what your sign means and why you're out here?
Wow, I would have thought it was self-explanatory. It means that we have a president who is the most unworthy person to be in that office. One of the most unworthy. I don't want to meet the others. You know.
At this point, are you seeking impeachment out of the Democrats?
Yeah. Am I seeking impeachment?
Like, do you want the Democrats to seek impeachment of Trump at this point?
I do, because we have to say what we see, even if the Republicans vote it down. You know, let history speak. If we have a history.
Why don't you think the Democrats have proceeded with impeachment until now? They haven't really proceeded with the articles of impeachment. Why not?
Well, they say that the more moderate Democrats are worried about keeping their seats and they don't want to rile up their base. But I'm sorry. Well, somehow the thing sorry.
It's okay. Do you think it holds any truth when the moderate Dems say maybe not everybody in the United States is seeking impeachment at this time?
Say that again. If the what?
Do you think the Democrats are holding any weight with the moderate Democrats who are saying that not everybody wants to impeach Trump in the U.S. at this point?
It doesn't matter. First of all, I'm sorry to say it isn't going to happen. I mean, he's not going to lose his chair that way. But it doesn't matter if people don't agree. The fact is the man has obstructed, he has lied. Everything it says on this list, basically, he's dividing the country, he's forcing that division.
We're moving. We're moving now.
You only wear yarmulkes to Jewish events? Only wear yarmulkes to Jewish events?
Sir, what press outlet are you with?
I have a YouTube channel. I was just curious because I saw him at a protest yesterday.
Every minority, it's time their aid now will protect us and spoke out against Jew hatred.
He had a yarmulke on, but I wonder now he doesn't have a yarmulke because we're not at a Jewish event. What's the deal? Rich. That's rich. Is wiping his ass with the Constitution. Stand up and speak out.
That's right.
So are you a big constitutionalist, and what is Trump doing against the Constitution?
Article 1, only the Congress has the right to appropriate funds. He went to a judge, a conservative judge, and asked him for the money. He took $3 million from the Pentagon, which is illegal. Only Congress has the right to appropriate funds.
Are we talking about for the wall in that
for the
context?
wall.
Okay, yes.
And another thing, he doesn't have the right to ever shut down subpoenas. Okay. They have the right to oversee the things that his administration is doing. And he's deading all the subpoenas. So what do subpoenas do? They can't hold any water anymore. Because if the president is not going to follow the law, why should anyone else follow the law?
Absolutely. I want to follow up with you on the wall point, though, because I know he was saying he was appropriating some of those funds for the defense of the country, and he was saying it was like a national defense issue, as I understand.
Really,
do you think it was a defense?
What is this, Berlin? Are we living in Germany now that we need a wall?
Sure,
we're in America. We don't need a wall. You know, the Republicans speak about Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan loved immigrants. He said, keep the chain between Mexico and the United States open.
Do you think Trump dislikes immigrants or maybe just illegal immigrants, and that's the reason for the wall? Because I know Trump says he wants to increase legal immigration. And the United States, I wanted to put it in perspective here, the United States takes in a million illegal immigrants year after year, more than any other country on the planet. So just put that perspective in there.
We live in 50 states. People complain about the electoral map all the time because you have South Dakota and North Dakota. They don't have anyone living there. Could you imagine 1 million people living in South Dakota and North Dakota, redeveloping the state, actually having 1 million people pay taxes, helping us pay our deficit down? It's ridiculous. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Because people come here for a better life. And one thing about immigrants, they love to pay taxes, okay? I came here when I was 5. I was a dreamer. I didn't even know that I was illegal till I was 17 years old, okay? I went through so much, and guess what? I got my citizenship on Donald J. Trump's birthday.
Sounds like a
coincidence.
good thing. Was it
June
under his
14.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, June 14. I just got my citizenship.
So under Donald J. Trump's
on his
presidency,
birthday.
was it
On
under his
June
presidency
14,
too?
yes, on
So
his
isn't that a
birthday.
beautiful thing that under Trump you became
It is
a citizen?
a beautiful thing. But at the end of the day, I was so hesitant to make sure I get my citizenship more than ever because of him. Because of the lousy things that he's doing to human beings. You don't treat people like that. You treat people with respect. You know, that is what this country's about. We're all made out of different ethnicities, and we learn how to respect each other and live
But we
here.
all love the Constitution, as you have written here.
Yes, and he took an oath to preserve the Constitution and follow the law. Not only is he breaking and wiping his ass with the Constitution, but he's breaking the law. So how does anyone expect for a fellow citizen to follow the laws if Donald J. Trump does not follow the law? That's why Congress has to make an example of this administration. That is the only way that this country is going to keep going.
Well, do you think they'd have the amount of votes necessary in the Senate and the House to remove him
You
from
know,
office?
not in the Senate.
So yeah, so
But
where
at
would
the
it
end
would
of the
stagger
day,
me then?
Nancy Pelosi is weak. And I'm admitting it. Because at the end of the day, she won the speaker. She should have used that gavel and impeached Donald and told the American people that he was going to break the law anyway. Watch. And look at all the things that he's done.
But then again, what's the end game? Let's say we impeach Trump, then it would just be Mike Pence, and then is it just a pecking order?
No. Pence is really, he's a follower. He's a big follower.
So wait, one last question. I know recently some more progressive Democrats have been calling for the impeachment of Trump. Some more moderate Democrats, i.e. Nancy Pelosi, aren't calling for it. What do you think about the people calling for impeachment? Do you want to see him impeached now, especially with how close we are to the election?
That ship has sailed. This is not about impeachment anymore. This man manipulated the market by lying to China, by saying that he received 2 phone calls by China. If a CEO would have done that, he would have went to jail. Number 2, he fucking, excuse my language, he lied about the weather report. That's another felony. Who does that? And then this week with Ukraine, come on, that's ridiculous.
Well, with the Ukraine stuff, do you think there's any fishy business going on with Joe Biden? Hunter worked for a Ukraine energy company. He was on the board of a Ukraine energy company.
That has already been investigated. You know that.
So wait, do you have any questions about that specifically? Because I think that's, bureaucrats at their absolute worst. That sounds like quid pro quo.
He was vice president. His son had no right to be on the board of that Ukraine energy company. Why? Because his interest. You know what I'm saying? That's
like
the
a huge
truth.
conflict of interest.
But at the end of the day, Obama was president, not Biden. Biden was vice president. And guess what? Donald J. Trump is president now. I'm so tired of people talking about Obama and Biden. This is Donald J. Trump time. This is a referendum on Donald J. Trump,
So
not
let's
on
say-
Obama and not on Biden.
So let's say one of Donald Trump's kids did the same thing that Joe Biden's kid did.
would
Would
be
you
wrong.
would you
It would
call
be
for that?
wrong.
And would you call for impeachment for that too?
my
So
God,
what,
The kids, really? The
Yeah,
kids? You want to talk about the kids?
Let's get into the kids.
There's so much. Look at his daughter.
What's his daughter
He
do?
taught his kids how to commit crimes. What about the foundation that they were spending money that was supposed to go to children? What were they doing with that money on the foundation? They were paying bills with it. They were taking trips with it. That's illegal. And what happened? They closed the foundation down. So he taught his kids how to be criminals. That's all he has been doing. And Donald J. Trump doesn't care about anybody but himself, okay? He is a walking insecurity. He wakes up in the morning, looks at himself in the mirror, and knows his hair is not real, looks at his old body and can't take it. So he wants to be miserable to everyone in the world, and that's messed up.
Absolutely. Thank
That's
you.
messed up.
Yeah. In conclusion, was there anything else you wanted to mention?
What?
No, just was there anything?
No.
else?
I mean, that impeachment thing is over. That ship has sailed. It takes too long to impeach any sitting president. And yes, we have Pence, right? We can't do that. So at the end of the day, every single person that is able to vote needs to vote. That's what needs to happen. And it don't need to be 120 million people voting. If there's 325 million people living here, there should be at least 200 million people voting this time. That's all I want to say.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you. We're out here today in the streets of New York City. I see you have a drum over here where it has the power fist over here. Can you tell me a little bit more about why you're out here, what it means for you to be out here?
I'm here because, Trump is disgusting, immoral person, and it's past time for him to go. The list of illegal things that he's done is, is too long to even start counting at this point. So it's time for him to go. He shouldn't have even been there in the first place.
With the 2020 elections nearing, do you think we're still in the place where we're trying to impeach, or are we just going to wait it out to the election and beat him in the ballot box?
I'm not a political expert. I say get him out right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know his most recent controversy has been surrounding Joe Biden and him calling the president of Ukraine, I believe it was.
Yeah.
What do you think about that controversy surrounding him
another
now?
impeachable offense. I mean, if you think he says, "Oh, you think I'd be so stupid as to do that?" Yes, we do. He done it all the time. You say stupid shit all the time. Of course, we think you're that stupid.
Yeah. And who do you want to see beat him in 2020?
I don't know. I don't even know at this point. I'm still waiting. For me, the election has gone on too long. Like 2 years of election is too much. It should start like right now. I'm still waiting. I'm deciding now.
Absolutely. In conclusion, was there anything else you wanted to mention?
No, that's it. Let's vote him out.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. I really appreciate it. I see you have a sign over here. It says, "It's the crimes." And what's the other side say? It says, "It's the cover-ups." Tell me a little bit more about the sign and why you're out here.
The sign is double-edged because our democracy is double-edged. On one side, there's Trump, who's being lawless. On the other side, there are all these citizens who want to hold him accountable. That's why I'm out here.
Absolutely. I know the most recent controversy has been with Joe Biden and him calling the Ukrainian president about Joe Biden's son and some corruption there. What do you think about the most recent allegations against him? Is this the one that's going to get Trump impeached?
I certainly hope so. I mean, it is beyond the pale. If Mueller's report said that Russians interfered in our 2016 election and are still interfering, and then the President of the United States actually solicits interference, I would say that that's an impeachable offense, and the Democrats have to hold him accountable.
Yeah. Do you think Trump's accusations against Joe Biden hold any weight with what his son was doing? Do you have any qualms about that?
No, there's no there. It's been proven over and over again. Let's look at Trump's sons. What are they doing, and how are they making money while their father's in office?
Absolutely. And final question, who do you want to see beat Trump in 2020?
Liz Warren.
Absolutely. Anything else you want to mention?
Yeah.
It's just great to see citizens coming out and standing up for democracy. I'm happy to do it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you.